Edenville, Ohio was a quiet place, a town so small it had only one stoplight, one diner, and one gas station everyone still called Rick's. The Thorpe family lived here, trying to keep life simple and steady, until the winter everything changed. Months later, the family rebuilt their life. Dan found work. The kids thrived. And Emily, their daughter, wrote an essay called "The Year the Lights Came Back." It touched thousands, because this story wasn't just theirs, it was America's. On Christmas Eve, Dan did something no one expected. He brought down the old dusty light box, and said, "We're putting them up." And when he plugged them in, the lights flickered then glowed. The only house on the street shining that night. Word spread fast, and then something beautiful happened. Neighbors left groceries. Teachers left gift cards. Firewood appeared on the porch. People who had little still shared what they had. That was the real America. At a small diner, a stranger walked up and said he once knew Dan's father. Without another word, he left an envelope on the table. Inside, $500. A gift. A miracle. And when Dan ran out to thank him, the man was already gone. At a small diner, a stranger walked up and said he once knew Dan's father. Without another word, he left an envelope on the table. Inside, $500. A gift. A miracle. And when Dan ran out to thank him, the man was already gone. Money disappeared fast. Bills grew like a storm. And for the first time ever, the Thorpes couldn't afford Christmas lights. The box stayed in the attic, covered in dust, and the house stayed dark. One freezing morning, Dan walked into the factory and immediately knew something was wrong. No machines, no noise, only silence. And then came the words no one expected. "The plant is closing in 2 weeks." Just like that, 2,000 people lost their jobs. In a tiny Ohio town with just one stoplight, the Thorpe family lived an ordinary life. Nothing fancy, nothing loud, just hard work, long days, and hope. But in the winter of 2008, their quiet world was about to shake.